Join me on my first ever solo wild camp where things go wrong. I spill all the water, I climb a really steep hill, and just generally make mistakes. Right, so this place looks literally amazing. Like everywhere you look, there's like just such beautiful views. The drive here up the pass, a little bit intimidating, and the first part of the ascent, I don't know if you can see it, it's steeper than it looks, but we knew that. It was all part of the plan. So I'm part of the way up. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. I think the difficult thing is like my pack is so heavy, so when I'm used to hill climbing, I've got like an extra large rucksack on my back, like the weight. There's some really beautiful views. So I don't know how well you can see the sun sort of just gently coming through the clouds in the distance. So this is what I still have to do up there. That climb up here was a killer. I've got still a little bit more to do, but we'll get there. So I found my camping spot for tonight, which is just here. So the mountain here, I'll show you behind me, the huge one, that's Robinson. And I saw someone climbing that earlier with a big bag. And other than people down at the pass, there's literally nobody here. So I'm thinking I might actually start to unpack a little bit about this actually. My first ever solo wild camp. So this is only my second ever wild camp. I did one with my friend Lauren last year. But I was actually so nervous when I arrived. I thought, oh God, like drive home. Drive home, it's like it's okay. But I'm so glad I got up the hill, and I'm so glad I've had a good wander around and I've picked this spot. So yeah, so I'm actually really excited about it now. So that's me all set up now. You can see the tent behind me. Obviously I need to still put a few bits away, but with it being such a small tent, I don't want to get everything sort of ready now and out now, so but there's nowhere to put it either, so I'll just show you the views. Now it's a real shame that it's not clear skies, but that seems to be my luck. Sunset's going to be around here. You can see some slight colours behind the clouds, not much. And then this is Robinson. So like the peak of High Snokrigg. I did wander around there. There were like also a few good spots, but for me, I think I preferred something a little bit lower. That's my tent there. A little bit lower and a little bit closer to my car. So this is me all set up in the tent. It is surprisingly chillier actually than you think it is. So when you're inside the tent, obviously you've got the protection of your tent, but the chill, I can tell the chill from the air from having wandered around is definitely there. So I'm going to get my sleeping bag out soon and let it start to fluff up, and then I've got a liner that I'm going to put in it too. I have got the option of a hot water bottle and like I think I've got hand warmers or feet warmers or something I can put in the bag, but to be honest, inside the tent it is pretty warm, so I think I'm going to start buying some food, getting tea on, getting some food ready, and then, dare I say, relax for a sunset that's looking very, very meek and very, very cloudy. Obviously. Yeah, so I've had some food. It's definitely starting to get dark. It's a lot darker here than it's making out on this camera. And whilst I was eating, someone's come up that path there. So they've come up the same path that I came up. And they were coming up towards me. And then I think they saw me and decided actually they didn't want to come close to me. I'm actually really far off the path. So obviously I'm not disturbing anyone, but they've obviously chosen to camp down there. They've not walked through the valley. I would have seen them walk through the valley down there to Robinson. So yeah, so there's another camper on the hill, which kind of makes me feel good. It's also a little nerve-wracking. They've seen me here by myself. But yeah, so for my first ever wild camp, I feel actually fine. I was quite nervous coming here. I was so nervous at some points that I didn't even really think about what I was doing, because I thought, oh God, if I think about it, I'm not going to do it. But I think actually I've chosen a really great place to come for my very first wild camp. You can see the views down here are really just so beautiful. God, the camera doesn't do it justice, but it really is amazing. So yeah, so I could have camped with my tent door open here, which is where sunset was meant to be. However, you can probably tell there's not been much of a sunset at all. I mean, these scenes really look beautiful, don't they? Yeah, not much of a sunset at all. So I've pitched my tent to face sunrise in the hopes that maybe I'll get a view then. In absolute Debbie fashion, I've lost a glove. I have no idea where it is. I've got one glove, I've got the left glove, but I have not got the right glove. So I'm going to have to, I mean, I've looked through pretty much everything already, but I'm going to have another look because, well, I had it 5 minutes ago, I just cannot find it now. So that's me settling down for the night now. So 12 hours in a tent. I've had my food, I've had a wander around, I've got some dreamy tea. I think it was dreamy tea, Marx's bedtime kind of tea. I'm actually feeling fine. I'm scared of the dark. Now, I'll go for a walk in the dark around my house. Obviously, the street lights, there's other people, that doesn't bother me. Wilderness dark is different. Like I said, you've got no other light source at all. The moon's not out, the sky is very cloudy. So considering I'm scared of that sort of situation, I'm feeling really good about it. And honestly, if that's you as well, I promise you feel different when you're in the situation. So I came up a really narrow road up Newlands Pass to get here. And I'm a really confident driver, and I've got a really little car right now. That was a bit of a stretch, but when I parked up, I had no signal. I couldn't see exactly which hill I was meant to be climbing. I had to get out and go and look at the footpath signs to work out exactly which side I was climbing on. Now again, I honestly was terrified. I got out, looked around, I got back in my car, and I thought, Debbie, you can just drive home. But then where's the fun in that? And you just think, everyone else does it. I see all these other girls do it. I see loads of other guys do it too. I see all these other girls do it. And if they can do it, I can do it. Now, I do have a lot of my own resources, as in inner resources. I know how to work on my own confidence, and I've been working on this a while. This is my second attempt at a solo wild camp, but this is my first ever time doing it. The first attempt didn't work out properly. And honestly, it's just a reminder that things you think are hard, you can work through it, you can problem solve. I was scared driving on that road. I did it, I took it slowly. I got really scared when I parked up, that's fine. I had a few moments in the car. I got out, found my bearings, got back in my car, Thought to myself, you can just drive home. You can just sleep in the car, that's okay. And then I thought, no, I'm going to do it. Got my bag on, spoke to they were asking me if I was going camping and sleeping, and I said, I think my exact words are, if I fancy it, I might come back down. But that's the option, and that option gives me the safety and the security to have a go, knowing that I don't have to follow through with it. So I'm proof you can do it. You can absolutely do it. I'm all tucked up in bed now. And I'll tell you what, the temperature's really dropped. But I think I'm just going to put on a podcast now, switch off the lights, chill. And then let's hope that we get more of a sunrise than we did of a sunset. Right, actually, considering it was the very first night I've ever stayed in a tent by myself. I woke up a few times a bit chilly. Lost one of my gloves in the middle of the night again, of course. But I found that again this morning. Sunrise is not looking good. So I'm going to pack up, I'm going to make a coffee, and then I'm going to start to head home. But yeah, this is where the sunrise is meant to happen. You can see there's the other camper still on his tent. That's me now. That's me all packed up, so you can see the space where I was just there. Like, yeah, the ground's like slightly flattened, but that's it. So we're gonna head down there. It took me 20 minutes to climb up yesterday, actually, which is a lot shorter than I thought. So I'm hoping I'm maybe about 20 minutes to climb down. So far that climb down is pretty hard. I lost the path a little bit at the top and I ended up coming down the side, which was really grassy and like steep, but all right. And then I saw someone walking down a path and I was like, that's obviously where I need to be. So I just have the rest of this path to get down. Just slow and steady. Trust me, it's harder than I was coming down that. From the bottom, you're like, oh yeah, it's kind of all right, but what you can't see is the bits like the rock inside the like pass that you've got to kind of maneuver over. But I'm almost back at my car. There we go. Beside someone's van. Someone's obviously had a very decent night's sleep there. And I'm looking forward to taking off my boots and putting on my trainers and getting home. Because I've got a meeting this afternoon for work that I need to sign on for. But I hope you've had a great time on my first ever solo wild camp. Went way better than I thought it would. But yeah, I will speak to you all soon.